Hello, friends. Steph here from PPC.University. We are again a beautiful Friday, but actually, we should be Thursday. This is because yesterday we had some technical problems, and so I had to postpone my live streams for today, Friday. So, today's topic is about uh, how to build purpose into your home based business. And it's not just for your home-based business per se, but more specifically to what I call a lifestyle business. So before I go into the details of how to build purpose into your home-based business, let me first explain what a lifestyle business actually is. So, you know, for people building a business, online entrepreneurs, and I started this out like 10, 15 years almost. I started out my agency, started to build it. Um, the first thing that comes to mind is, well, I'm building a business because I want to generate revenues. I want to generate money, right? And that's probably the most valid, the most evident reason to build a business. Because after all, why would you go through the pains of setting up the entire infrastructure that you need to offer services, products to clients if you could be very happy being employed? And having the same revenue. But obviously, with a business, the revenue situation is a very different one. So that's one of the main motivation factors when somebody builds a business. But I like really to distinguish between building a business and building what I call a lifestyle business, or what's called a lifestyle business. So what's a lifestyle business and how is it different from a traditional business? So, as the name suggests, a lifestyle business is really focusing on the lifestyle that you'd like to build for yourself. So, it is moving away from the pure money aspect of building the business. Like the objective is revenue, generating a profit. And if the company is, if there are several people in the company, owning the company, or even if it's a publicly traded company, obviously money is one of the most important objectives, because when you have people with stocks in a company, they want to see return on investment. So that's why the money aspect is so important. Whereas if you are a home-based business, you generally don't look to be on the stock market. You also generally are your own boss. Sometimes you have your spouse coming with you into that business, and you have either a share of 50-50 in the business, but very often you are running this on your own, and you are working with a remote team like I do, virtual assistants. So in that case, and that was the case for me when I started out 15 years ago. My main objective was not to generate money. My objective foremost was to build the life that I wanted to live for myself and for those that I love, for my family. I have a wife and I have one kid. So I wanted to have an environment that made me like my work instead of working for someone else. That was my main motivation. So, and obviously money is still important. At least I wanted to generate as much money as I was doing at that time as an employee. And I had a good position as a marketing director in a local company here in Montreal. So that's probably one of the things that at a minimum I wanted to generate in terms of revenue. But my objective really was to have the lifestyle I wanted. And one of the main elements that was important to me, and you can ask yourself that question to yourself, it may be different for everyone, but one of the main aspects for me was to work from home. So working out of my home, and this is my home office. I'm working out of my home. My entire agency is now, let's say, 95% of the time run out of my home. I still have a downtown business office, but this is where I work. So what are the advantages of having a home-based business, this kind of lifestyle? Well, first of all, I'm close to my family, right? Now it's a little specific, little bit particular, because during COVID, my wife is actually working in the same home. That was not the case before. I was alone here working from home. But I mean by that, I'm here when my family is around. Even if sometimes, and it happens not often, but it happens when I have to work late, I'm still around in the house. And my little one, Alex, he comes to see me in my office, says hello, asks me questions. We do his homework. He can sit down here in my office. I have another desk set up here in my office. I have another comfortable corner set up in my office where my wife can come down and chat and whatever. So it's really like it's a living room atmosphere that I like, that I have created here as my business, and I'm working here 95% of my time. So yes, building a home-based business was for me important because I wanted to have that lifestyle, right? It also allows me to do my fitness training whenever I want. So that has become even more acute here during COVID, working from home, not going to the gym. So I have a space outside of my office which is equipped for me to go to the gym. So that's another aspect of the lifestyle I like. I don't need to take the car, go downtown, or need to ride the bike or wherever I need to go to the gym before. It makes it a lot easier and a lot more interesting for me, because when I do my exercises, I have a cinema screen in that room, and I can project videos from YouTube that I watch, that I like to watch, with the topics that I like to watch. So it's an entire atmosphere that I like. The other advantage in terms of lifestyle, obviously, I can choose whenever I want to go on a vacation or to have a longer weekend, add a day here or two if I'd like to. Now, during COVID, obviously, travel has been reduced a maximum, and I haven't been traveling for quite some time now. I guess it's like, what, a year ago that really like vacation is like 2 years ago now. And but even travel, I mean, we're not living far away from the lines to the United States. So very often we went to New Hampshire for a hike, or I went to Lake Placid to visit a friend, Anthony, to chat with him, go out with him, and, well, just meet friends. That's pretty much has been prevented now, has gone down the drain with COVID. But anyway, it will come back. But you see what I mean with the lifestyle. So today's topic, actually, now I have quickly explained the lifestyle, what I mean with lifestyle. But now let me show you what I mean with specifically building purpose into your lifestyle, because you have two possibilities of building a business. You build a business based on what you know you do best, your skills that you have acquired already through time. In my case, that would be digital marketing. But at the same time, if you bring something from your former life as an employee into your new home-based business that you want to build for yourself, you may be tempted to do something different, a slight modification, the times of the services, or the thing you like most to work with or work on when it comes now to offer your services to clients. So things can change because you now have that freedom. When you work from home and you're your own boss, obviously you choose the type of service or product you'd like to offer as a service to your clients. So, and there are a few more questions that you're now actually able to ask yourself when it comes to building your business, and they all boil down to something that was and still is very important to me, and that's finding purpose. It's like really doing something where I strongly believe in, something that makes me profoundly satisfied going to work, something that drives me to go in my home-based office and love what I'm doing, love working with clients. And those 4 questions, I wanted to present them today. So let me switch my screen to And we go this little by little. Let me see if it works like this. Here we go. Yeah, let me switch me in the corner so that you still can see me. So basically, I made an animation some time ago, and I will build this out to something that will become more important in terms of guiding people, really helping people like you actually apply this for your own business or for your own home-based business. So what you see here is the purpose-driven lifestyle business, and 4 critical questions that you have to ask yourself to get this done. So I'm just moving forward in this animation, and whenever there is something that I want to talk about, I will do it. So the first question you will have to ask yourself is, obviously, very importantly, what do I love? So as an employee, if you remember correctly, you not always do what you love because you're being told what to do, right? Hopefully enough, you have been able to choose what you like, what you love to do, and that's what you have been drawn to when you became an employee. But there's a certain amount of percentage in what you do as an employee that you don't like. And it is not just related to the work that you do, but it can be related to the clients you work with or the team members you work with. When you're working for someone else, there is, generally speaking, a higher percentage of things that you don't love. And that's a big advantage of being your own boss, because now you're actually able to construct or to build that environment that makes you love what you do, right? Working from home. Why would I work from home, be my own boss, if I was not able to do what I like to do? I mean, that's the type of freedom I love, right? That's why I am my own boss working from home. It wouldn't make sense to do something that I've done before if there were elements in that work that I didn't like. So it seems obvious, but you really have to, at some point in time, realize that that kind of freedom is given to you when you become your own boss. And suddenly you're able to ask yourself questions that you didn't ask yourself before. And it's probably one of the things that's important to cover even before you actually jump into a home-based business, because you want to make sure that when you do this, that you do the stuff that you really like to do. So that's basically the reason why this question is such an important one. So what do I love? First question to ask ourselves. The second question to ask ourselves is, well, obviously, what am I good at? Because to make it easy on ourselves, we start building our home-based business based on something we know well to do. So, for example, in my case, I love digital marketing, right? I started out learning digital marketing, and the first skill I acquired was PPC marketing, so Google ads and Facebook ads. And I became good at it. And little by little, when I started offering those services, clients were asking me, okay, Steph, we know that you know how to do this kind of stuff. Do you also know how to do SEO? Because it was related to the keywords that I was taking care of when you do a Google Ads campaign, targeting search terms on Google to make ads for your clients appear. So I was good at that. And when I started out, actually, to be quite honest with you, that's important, actually, I have to tell you this. When I started out, I didn't ask myself those questions, really. They were in the back of my mind, but I had no, how should I say? I didn't have a methodological approach to ask myself those questions, to get a strategy together that would decide how I wanted to structure the services, and how I wanted to go about building my company, my websites, putting the products and services that I'm offering today. It's like looking back on everything that I did, that I developed what you're seeing here on this screen. So but I realized that these are questions which are important to ask, and that's why I've been working on them to get them to you. Because if you are in the situation where you want to build your business, a home-based business, if you're playing with that idea, I think those questions are absolutely important so that you're actually happy working from home. Okay, so let's continue. What have I do here? We don't need time tracking right now. I'm tracking my time when I'm working on projects for clients. So you just saw a little element working from home. You need to track time. to make sure that you don't go overboard. So the next question to ask ourselves is, what does the world need? And now we are going beyond what the business needs. For me, it goes beyond what my clients need. So obviously, my clients come to see me because they need marketing, right? They need me to take care of their Google Ads campaigns. They need traffic on their website. They need the phone to ring. They need to have leads coming in via email, inquiries coming in, what have you, depending on the type of client you're taking care of or the type of service they need. That's what you put in place. But the question of what does the world need goes a step further. And let me explain to you. I'm offering digital marketing services to local clients here in Montreal. Well, not just local, but also in Europe and in the States. But the way I perceive my contribution to helping them become successful is to contribute to the local community they actually work in. The local community they offer their services to. Let me give you an example. If I help a client, a local client, and I have a client who is building patios, I have another client, it's an auto garage, I have another client, it's a realtor. So when I work with these clients and help them become successful, what I'm actually also do is to help them hire people. Because, for example, in the case of Stefan, who is a patio builder, a very talented patio builder here in Montreal, in the beginning, when we met 10 years ago, he struggled finding clients on a regular basis, right? So he had one team of 4 people or 3 people, I think it was. And he told me, Steph, well, I need a solution to fill my order books, right? Because I'm sweating whenever the season comes along to know whether or not I will be able to fill my order books and be able to let me just quickly stop what I'm seeing here popping up on my screen from time to time, because just 1 second. Whoops, here we go. So sorry for that. So and I told him, well, Steph, there's a very easy solution to this, and really it is to drive leads to your website and get those calls with Google Ads. So that's what we started out with. And after a year, he didn't have that problem anymore to fill his order books. He now, today, after 10 years, he wanted to stay small. He didn't want to become a huge company, because he said to me, I don't want to manage people. I want to be a builder. I want to be on the construction site myself whenever I can, because I love the building aspect of what I'm doing. So, but now after 10 years, he has, I think it's now 3 teams of 4 people working on 3 different locations across Montreal. So he tripled his or quadrupled his revenue over time. And he's quite happy with that. But at the same time, I built something to make him become more successful. But what is also important to me is the idea that, well, now he's able to help more people, to hire more people, and those people have families, and he's able to put food on the table of their families by employing those people. You see, my contribution now, I'm looking not just at this client and being his successful marketing, but I'm looking at the bigger picture, and I tell myself, and I'm quite happy with that idea, that I'm able to help him give back something to the community. In terms of employment, etc., etc. So you see where I'm coming from. That's what I wanted to point out when it comes to this third question: what does the world need? But it can go further than this, and I will develop that at another time, because it can also be you building a business and having a certain percentage of your own business revenue go back to a cause that you like. Let's say the environment and what's going on is quite some preoccupying, and you'd say, okay, 5% of my revenue, I give it back to organizations that take care of the environment. It's something I did in a company that I built before this one, and it's certainly something I will go back to. moving forward with PPC.University. So there are more than a simple. There's more than just the local community where you can give back. There are much larger problems that you can help taking care of when you have your own home-based business. So question number 4 is a very important one. What can I be paid for, right? I mean, it's obvious. You can love to do something, you can be good at something that you do, and you can do something that the world needs. But if you cover those 3 aspects, but there's nothing you can be paid for because, well, the services are not recognized at the level they should be recognized. For example, if you're working on a project which is more of a humanitarian order, it's not always easy to have a small home-based business being paid for that type of services. So you've got to be careful that you build a service or a business that is something that your local community or your businesses located in your country need on a level where you as a home-based business can really serve them and be paid for, obviously. So let's have a look now at the intersections of those 4 circles. When you do what you love and you're good at it, what you have is actually something we call a passion, right? You really like to do this. You're good at it. Well, there's no question asked. You just love that you do it. If you are doing something you love and the world needs it, it's something that's called a mission. You are on a mission. You just love to do it. For example, a lot of humanitarian projects, services fall under this umbrella, a mission. Then you have something the world needs and you can be paid for. It can be called a vocation, right? It's something, a vocational set of skills or services that is being offered. And when you can be paid for and you're good at this and you can be paid for it, what you have is a profession, right? We are just looking at these circles where the intersection happens between 2 circles. That's the term that I was just highlighting. So what does this all mean? Why do I show you this? Okay, so let's have a look. So when you have a passion, now we are looking at 3 intersections. You see, this is an intersection that is intersected by what you can be paid for, what you are good at here, and something you love. So what does it mean here, this intersection here? Well, you're feeling satisfied, right? Because you love it, you're good at it, and you can be paid for it. But you also get the impression of feeling useless. It's maybe a strong word to say to feel useless, but it's because the world doesn't really need it per se. In a larger picture, it is something, yes, you can be paid for, you're good at it and you love doing it, but it's not something that is universally recognized as being of value to everyone at a larger picture. So you get the impression that you could be useless by doing this kind of stuff. So now let's go to the next one. If you do something, now what's missing here for this triangle here, what's not in this is you cannot be paid for it. You see that this one stops here. So you're good at it, you love what you're doing, and the world needs it. So this is something, could be an environmental project where you work at a not-for-profit organization, humanitarian projects, well, everything where people are expecting actually to get it for free. Governmental, non-government, well, projects that are taken care of by non-governmental organizations. So here you are enthusiastic and you feel fulfilled, but you don't generate wealth for yourself. So this is definitely not something you could choose if it was for a home-based business. And that's where this question is important. And each of those 4 questions is a subset of a lot of questions that can be asked, and I'm working on right now, and that I will present in 2022 to actually have a questionnaire helping those of you who are interested in following through on this to get more precise answers. So again, you do what the world needs, you love doing it, you're good at it, but it's not really something people would be ready to pay for. Means you cannot generate wealth with this idea. Let's move on to the next circle here. We are now on the one that excludes, let me see, where are we? We are here. So excluded is what you're good at. So you're doing something you love, it is something the world need, and you can even be paid for, but it's not something you have a lot of experience in. You see, you're not yet very good at it. That's because your skills haven't been developed. It's something, perhaps it's something new to you. So you love what you do, but your lack of skills reduces your impact. That's what's happening here. Okay. Next triangle, the last of the 4 triangles is this one. So here, what you're excluding is the what do you love circle. So you're good at it, you do something the world needs, and you even get paid for it. But you know what? You're not really with a passion in there. You don't feel you're working on a mission. So what it means that you're successful, but without the required love that you need to nurture yourself, you can become demotivated, right? It's something you probably don't do for a long time, because I consider it's important. I consider it important to love what you do, because otherwise, at some point in time, it's just like you have to push the wheel instead of you running after the wheel because it's moving by itself. That's basically what this means. Okay, so we've got one thing missing in the middle here. You see, it's this white thing, purpose, and that's why we ask ourselves those 4 questions. Because when it comes to building a home-based business, what we really want to find is this sweet spot between all those 4 circles. And here what we have is a purpose-driven lifestyle business leading to happiness, fulfillment, and I call it almost a state of flow, because now you really have covered everything. You do what you love, you're really good at what you're doing, you do something that the world needs, and on top of it, you can be paid for it. So, I mean, come on, this is like a heaven's choice, right? Like, but that's really something that we should strive for when we build a home-based business. Most of the time, most of us come out of employment, we have a skill set, we loved it more or less, and we continue doing that when we build a home-based business, and that's okay. But there is the possibility, because now you are your own boss and you're free to do what you'd like to do, to really go after this purpose aspect of your business. And that's why I wanted to show you today those 4 circles and the questions that you can ask yourself, or should ask yourself, by building it. And that's basically it. I just wanted to introduce you to that system, because I will be working on it on a more detailed level, and I will introduce it maybe in the form of a 5-day challenge or even a 30-day boot camp. I don't know yet what I will be doing, but I will work on this to help those of you who are interested in this to have a guide that allows you to basically know precisely what questions to ask yourself to make this happen. So there's something I wanted to quickly show you. Let me see if I can actually still. Give me 1 second. Well, I can't show it right now because it's not ready yet. I thought my web developer had finished that page, completed that page. But anyway, just wanted to let you know that there is a 5-day challenge coming up in January, which will allow you to very precisely know at what point in time you have achieved the possibility to switch from a current employment to a home-based business. It's a 5-day challenge where each day I lead you towards understanding what needs to be done in terms of defining your needs and your wants, calculating the number of clients you need if it's a digital marketing agency that you have in mind, because that's the focus I will have with PPC.University. And I will show you step by step how to obtain the confidence that you need to make that step become a reality. Because it's obviously, in the very beginning, it's absolutely and irrevocably related to generating at least the same amount of revenue, of income, that you have as an employee. And I will show you how to calculate that so that you know precisely what's possible with an agency working from home, what type of service you can offer to make that happen, and how to make it happen in a matter of 3 to 6 months approximately. Because a lot of you are asking yourself that question. Yeah, I would like to work from home. I'd like to build the business the way I did it some 15 years ago when I started out, and then 10 years ago I built my business. But it's not easy for people who have not lived it to know precisely how to go about this and where to start. So I will show you how to start this, how to kickstart the idea, how to calculate very precisely, and we will do it as a 5-day challenge, and there will be big prizes to win. Tools that I use today in my digital agency for clients, and that you can use for yourself to build your own business, such as your homepage, your website, your homepage, your service pages, a marketing funnel, how to find clients, how to collect testimonials so they appear automatically on your website, all this kind of stuff that's required to build a business working from home. Good. So that being said, I've come to an end for today's live stream. I thank you very much for watching, and I see you again not next week, because next week is Christmas. So we are literally 6 days, I think, away from Christmas. Oh my God, 7 days away. 7 days away from Christmas. And I'll see you again in January, probably. I'll see if I can squeeze another live stream in December between Christmas and New Year. But other than that, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you again, as I just mentioned, in the new year. Have a nice one, and thanks for watching.